Hey.
Hey.
My cabbages, 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 cabbages. My cabbages, my cabbages, my cabbages. Cabbage. Done cabbage. Cabbages, cabbages, my cabbages, my cabbages. Cabbage, cabbage. Cabbage, cabbage, cabbage. My cabbages, my cabbages, my cabbages. Cabbage, cabbage, cabbage. My cabbages, my cabbages. Cabbages, 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 cabbages. Welcome to My Podcabbages.
Welcome. Good morning. Sunday morning.
Oh my god, we just went over this. It's Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon.
And then you were like, oh, how lucky. I didn't realize it was
How
Sunday.
lucky. I didn't realize it was Sunday.
Now we're doing it.
We're doing it.
It's happening.
We're making this happen. So last week we talked about Toph.
Yeah, we talked about Toph.
We introduced Toph. We were talking about how this is where the show starts really picking up. We're already halfway through. And it's like, yeah, let's keep going. Let's go. Let's get through this show.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Epic, yeah.
Yeah. So naturally, the next episode we're going to be talking about is
The Netflix live action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, they took Avatar and then they made it real in real life.
It's a real one now.
Whoa, it's a real show. You can actually watch it now.
It really is really something.
Wow, they made Avatar real.
Wait, the Avatar is real?
The Avatar's real. He's back.
Just when we needed him most.
When we need him most, he came back.
Yeah. So we're talking about the first 2 episodes of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender show from the Red app.
The Red app?
The
Reddit?
the Red website
The Red website.
with the white
Co-host?
No, never mind. I just don't want to say Netflix.
YouTube?
Just right off the bat, how do you feel just emotionally right now?
A little warm. A little cozy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's go with that. We're cozy. We're cozy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel great because we didn't watch this today. We watched it a couple days ago. So right now I feel fantastic. A little sleepy.
It's been ruminating and steeping in your mind.
Yes, like a cup of tea.
Yeah, a cup of tea that you left out on the table in your mind palace.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it shouldn't be there though. I feel like I made a tea that I don't usually drink and I'm probably not gonna like enjoy going back to it. And by the time I get to it, it's gonna be cold and just worse.
Yeah, there's a cold, dusty tea with a fly in it, maybe a couple flies. And
Flies love this one.
Yeah, and now we're gonna drink this.
Okay.
Do you have any trivia?
Yeah, kind of. I saw a couple things online. I didn't want to look too much because I didn't want to like find trivia that's like, oh, the character that was added for this series was played by so and so, and then find out that there's like a new character in the series or something like that. So I was very cautious in my searchings for anything fun to share. The one thing that stood out to me that made me giggle a little bit is that the actor who plays Aang was born after Avatar ended. So
Damn.
Wasn't even alive for the original airing of the show. I mean, that's fine. They do need someone younger, and the show is actually pretty old now.
This show's old.
I'm gonna like just quickly look up when the last episode aired, because it was probably a fairly long time ago.
The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah, they're both called that, but yes.
They're not both called that.
Wait, what? What is the new one called?
Legend of Korra.
No, wait, what? What are we talking about today?
When the original show aired.
Are we talking about Korra today? I got my notes all wrong.
We're not talking about Korra, unfortunately.
Okay, I was just really distracted and I accidentally typed The Last Airport.
Avatar: The Last Airport.
Oops.
You could say that's what the air temples were. They were sort of like airports.
Yeah. Airports for Flying people. Okay, so wait, that's not the right one. Great. So now it turns out if you just type, quote, the Last Airbender animated show, the first few links give you the live action version.
Hell yeah.
So that's fun.
This is the main thing now.
So the last episode aired on, where is it? 2007.
2007.
Whoa.
And it's 2024 now. So
Wait. 2008.
2008. Oh, last episode.
So that's
of the original.
years. I'm so bad at math. 12 years? I had okay, hang on. 28, 29. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 years? Is that right?
No, that's 16. Keep going.
Okay. 16 plus what is 24? That's 8. So 16 plus 8 is 24. What math did I just do? What does 24 mean?
16 years. It's been 16 years.
Oh, okay. 16 years. Cool. Wow, the Aang actor is actually pretty young. I didn't realize that they were that young.
He looks 12.
I guess so. What do you want to talk about first? Because there's a lot to talk about.
Well, I have some trivia.
Oh, okay.
That the actor who played Zhao didn't know what he was auditioning for. because they were being very secretive about the production and everything. They just said it was for Avatar. I have a quote from him that said, "I thought I was going to be blue."
Oh.
Yeah.
Dear. Oops. You ever think you're going to be blue?
Yeah.
You ever just sit in your blue?
So yeah, he never watched the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, that much is clear. But whatever. You don't need to watch the show to know anything about it.
Yeah. So talking about the show, we're going to be on Cabbage Watch. No Cabbage Merchant yet.
No cabbages yet.
I'm also going to be on Heibai Watch because I want to see this Heibai. He's big and scary, and he's also a panda. And I'm going to be on Blue Spirit Watch.
Okay.
Because I like the Blue Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to those. And
maybe it'll be the actor who plays Zhao.
Maybe it'll be Zhao playing the Cabbage Merchant.
No, he'll be the Blue Spirit, and then all his dreams will come true.
And his dream... Oh, yeah, he'll get to be blue. Yeah. Man, I would love that for him.
Wait, okay. It's been a long time. This is embarrassing.
Okay.
What is the Blue Spirit again? Is that the one that Zuko pretends to be?
Yeah, it's his little persona.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely not the actor who plays Zhao then.
Yeah, but it could be.
Yeah, it could be. You would never know.
Yeah, you just put on a little
morph
suit on the map.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And no one would know. Man, I have so many things I want to talk about. You have is there an order of things that you want to talk about?
Not really. Do we just start? Do we start talking about the episode?
Oh, we already
just
have.
From the beginning? Just how the episode starts?
I want to say very quickly that I am over the format of going over the episode detail by detail.
Okay.
I want to have more of a conversation going about everything instead of like, I don't know, just like talking about the episode just straight up. I don't know. I would be more comfortable with that these days. I'm getting old. I'm going to be 31 this year.
Yeah. We don't have much time left.
No. Time's running out.
I'm just going to go on my notes in order.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to say I like the environments.
The environments, yeah.
The set design, the costume design.
I will say, like, right off the bat, when we started watching it, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a Game of Thrones one. Everything is going to be really fucking dark.
Yeah. They started at nighttime. They set a guy on fire.
It's really hard to see because it's really dark.
Yeah. When I started the show, I was like, this might be an okay show. There seems to be some attention to detail. The fire feels very physical. There's like singes on the clothing whenever they get like burnt and stuff. They seem to put like thought in the production and everything.
I was actually surprised that I don't know, like I had no idea what to expect. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that they weren't just going to run through the show like beat by beat exactly the same way. That was also my fear when I started watching the new Scott Pilgrim show, because that's exactly what was happening. And then, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but like I was afraid that was what was going to happen, and I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, I think that creative liberties and making things different is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Which is why this show is great, this original show.
Yeah, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. We saw some CGI birds. You called them turduckens.
Turduckens.
Yeah.
What? That's a thing, right?
Yeah, to eat.
Turduckens. Oh, those are real.
Yeah.
Right.
Not real animals, but...
I thought they were birds at first, just regular-ass birds, and I was
Yeah.
like, why are these birds animated?
Yeah.
They couldn't get real birds?
They could have gotten real birds because they look like normal birds,
Yeah,
right?
you don't see them very, clearly.
It's so dark, they're just kind of like crunchy JPEGs of birds with high compression.
But it's important to stay true to the original content and make them congratulations of different animals.
Yeah. The whole opening sequence was never in the original show. They're just chasing a Earthbender. He's got a scroll, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He goes on a chocobo.
I was surprised that this was kind of an adult show.
Yeah. Again, they did set a guy on fire.
They set a guy on fucking fire.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was another small piece of trivia I saw, was that this is interesting. This is the first like Nickelodeon production that's rated TV 14. But I was also like, that seems a little young to watch a man catch on fire and turn into a roasted turducken.
I don't know. When I was 14, I was like, cool.
I guess I was very sheltered. There was absolutely no kind of content in my life at the tender age of 14.
Yeah. I don't think God would have been okay with that.
Yeah, no, of course not. Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff kind of like that in the Bible.
That's true. He did like to set people on fire sometimes.
Yeah, that was like one of his things.
Yeah. So they go to the opening where they say it wrong.
Oh my God, I hate this. So they invented their own opening, and there's like, they've sort of like adapted the whole like 4 different benders doing their little bending thing, but they like changed the like voiceover. First of all, it tells us that was it Kyoshi that's doing it?
Yeah, it says it's voiced by Kyoshi on the subtitles.
The way it's written reminded me of like when people are plagiarizing something and they just change a bunch of words and reword things so much that it just sounds like shit, and it's like very obviously trying to copy something. Oh my God, I hated it so much.
Yeah, I have it written down. It says water, earth, fire, air for millennia. The 4 nations have lived in harmony. A peace made possible by the Avatar. That's me. The one person with the ability to master all 4 elements and protect the delicate balance between nations. So they didn't even like change it enough to where the meaning's different.
They just reworded it.
They just reworded it for no reason.
Even though the original one was perfect and, and comfortable and everyone was happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, not to like skip ahead a lot, we do get the intro at one point in the episode.
Yeah, they do. they do actually say the original intro.
It just felt insulting.
Yeah, just to let you know. Oh, we know. We're just doing this on purpose to fuck with you.
Of course they know, though.
Yeah.
Of course they know.
Yeah,
they made the show. They based it on the original show. You implying the writers just never watched the original show?
It's just weird. Okay, there's a Comet Festival. That's new. That's fine. We do say Aang, and
we see Aang.
Yeah, and this is where it becomes apparent that the acting is bad.
Oh dear.
And the writing is bad.
Oh dear. Oh dear. If you're planning on watching this show, just a warning, it's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough. I will say, like, if these people were doing voice acting for a cartoon, it would work. But, like, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. It's so bad. I couldn't find anything in the like limited number of reviews that I read about how bad the acting is. I could not believe it.
They're almost as bad as me when I try to act.
I just, I kept commenting on it, and I'm sure it got really annoying, but it was just driving me nuts. if I remember correctly, they just had like no expressions on their face while they were talking,
Mm-hmm.
and they they acted like they were on like doing like a stage play or something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even over exaggerated, so it was just kind of like nothing.
They're kind of moving their eyebrows up and down as they talk. And
Yeah.
then, like, they're looking different ways and sometimes, like, swaying their body a little bit. Yeah, it's about as good as I can act. Aang kind of talks like Jughead.
I can't remember clearly enough,
He
but I
talks like a
trust
nerd.
you. Okay, yeah. Yes. I do remember him talking like a nerd. That much is true.
Yeah, he talks like me. I feel like I could have done only a slightly worse job at acting as Aang.
You gotta like acknowledge that he is very young though.
He is very young. I'm not.
It's still.
This isn't against the actor himself.
Yeah, that reminds me that I wanted to mention that I think the reason the acting is so bad is that they put a lot of work into finding actors who looked like and sounded like the original characters, because they did actually a very good job of that.
Yeah.
They look and sound very, 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 very much like the original characters. Especially Sokka.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of focus on putting the technical aspects of the show right, and then just kind of ignored the acting and any like maybe like form of like artistry or like storytelling. They just kind of like, that was just on the back burner, and the back burner was not on.
It was on the yeah, that's one way to put it.
This guy has like he's small and he's 12 and he's bald and he's got kind of big ears, and that's an Aang.
He does have,
close enough.
In this show he's got pretty prominent eyebrows, and while I think those are cute and I think that the original actor is very cute, it just like was distracting to me as like something that did not work for me with Aang. But I mean, other than that, pretty good job on the casting.
Yeah, the placement of the arrow tattoo doesn't help.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started.
So low. It goes all the way down the tip of his nose, pretty much.
Yeah, it like goes between his eyebrows. That was also very distracting for me for a while we were watching it. I kept just staring at the like how low it was going on his forehead.
Especially when you look at the other airbenders, they don't seem to go that low. I looked at Gyatso and it was like,
that's about like right.
Yeah. Again, with they got all like this it looks like a very well applied sort of practical effects tattoo and stuff. They put a lot of detail in it, and then they just put it in a bad place.
I'm gonna be on arrow between the eyebrows watch, because maybe at some point during the show they realize that, or like maybe they have to apply that like every episode.
Where they shift his arrow.
Yeah, they slowly shift the arrow up because they're like, oops.
Like how you noticed in a later scene they adjust one of Katara's hair loopies because they were like sort of like asymmetrical in between shots.
I literally said out loud, I was like, oh my god, Katara's hair loopies are asymmetrical. One of them is very tight, one of them is very loose. That's so annoying. And then like in the next shot, like not even a different scene, it was just between shots they fixed it so they were both the same. It's like, can't you just reshoot the one you just did so that they're like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very nitpicky. But.
Yeah. We keep going on the same theme of like where they focus so much on the technical aspects. There's no artistry or storytelling. Like either just keep the hair loopies like consistent throughout the scene or fix them and reshoot instead of being like, oh, we got to make everything perfect right now. And then just keep going. Just keep going. No looking back.
Just sort of like a Miyazaki style of directing.
I suspect that they just took a franchise and paid a bunch of people a bunch of money to make this, and then they made it.
I guess it's also worth mentioning that Brian Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino are not part of the production anymore.
Yeah.
They hopped off a while ago. Because they were like, no, this is not working for us. This is not what we made. I don't want to be part of this. I don't want my name on this.
It's like an honorary Marvel movie to me.
Oh.
In a way.
Oof.
It's like it's kind of like the Marvel Star Wars thing where they try to get good directors or like creators on the project, and then the creators try to be creative, and then they're like, well, no, I want you to make the thing the way I want it to be. And then that's not what I'm good at. And then they're like, well, then leave.
It's really interesting
Yeah.
because I think that they were supposed to be the executive producers, and like that job typically gives you a lot of power over what's happening. So the fact that they still in those roles were not able to like grab the reins of the show is wild to me. I wonder what happened. I just wish I could see them in that conference room storming out.
Yeah, we didn't do any actual research on the actual production of this.
No, I mean, I might between our episodes. Yeah, I already said this, but we're going to be doing 2 episodes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first season, it's just going to be 4 episodes, hopefully coming out each week of March. Wait, what is February through March?
Through March, yeah.
And then, I don't know, whenever the second season comes out, it'll be another 4 episodes. I'm assuming it'll be 8 episodes again.
We actually start with before the air nomads were all wiped out. They tell Aang he's the Avatar, and he's supposed to be devastated that he has to leave his friends that you never see, and there's no...
No, you see them for a minute. I feel
when
like...
do you see his friends?
I swear to God, there's
we'll
like
be on
a
Friend Watch.
scene where I thought I saw him running around with some kids that looked like his age.
He was running around the sky just on his own at the beginning.
Huh, okay.
And there's a scene later where he pushes his friends off a cliff.
Okay, so he does hang out with his friends.
Yeah, he's supposed to be devastated, but there's no emotional impact because we don't know anything about him, and the acting isn't good, and the directing isn't good, and the dialogue's bad. And they do a lot of, there's a lot of show don't tell, where Gyatso's like, you're strong, and kind, and generous.
You mean tell don't...
Tell don't show.
They
oh yeah,
telled,
tell don't
they
show.
Don't
they don't.
Show.
They don't show. Don't tell. Show tell. Don't show tell.
Yeah, show and tell.
Show and tell. I'm showing and telling you that Gyatso says that stuff that I said, and then Aang says, "I don't want the power. Why do I have to be different? I like banana cakes and to play airball and goof off with my friends."
Yeah, why didn't we just see that shit?
Yeah,
happening?
like they don't.
They had the opportunity to like kind of like build that up a lot more.
Yeah, there's no. This is another thing that the show does is where it just goes plot.
Yeah, the pacing is pretty weird.
Yeah, we get to see Aaaaa. What do you think of Aaaaa?
Aaaaa. I think the first thing I noticed was that his arrow was like barely legible.
Yeah, and he's so dirty.
He is quite dirty, but I like that.
I like
fun.
a dirty Aaaaa.
Yeah.
Like cows and whatever in real life, they're always really dirty.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was fine. The animation is fine. It didn't bother me. And
this is probably one of the only good CGI animals.
I'm trying to, other than the birds things at the beginning, I can't really even think
of... The sort of blurry birds. And you had the chocobos.
The chocobos. I don't even remember the chocobos.
They were just standing there.
They just made it dark enough that it didn't matter what they looked like.
They look good when you can't really see them.
Yeah. But they put a lot of work into Aaaaa. I think Aaaaa was good. I just wish that we could have seen his arrow a little bit more. Doesn't Aaaaa have a blue... Wait, Appa's arrow is not blue. Okay.
It's brown.
Yeah, it's brown. So they got that right. I would have gotten that wrong for a minute.
Aang does some more tell don't show. He says, "I don't want the responsibility. I'm scared of my power. I'm scared of being alone." So this doesn't seem to be an adult show anymore.
I was going to say, I did make a note that it's like they seem to be targeting at like an older audience for certain things, and then like for some reason a lot of the writing is very watered down, and like the humor especially, like a lot of it is just like, come on, you couldn't have taken notes. Like, even Marvel movies have better humor. I don't like Marvel movies at all, and it's been a long time since I've seen one.
Oh, yeah.
But the last one I saw, I was like, okay, there's some pretty good jokes in here. Like, the humor is, like, all right. Like Detective Pikachu, not a Marvel movie.
Not a Marvel movie.
but it's very, very funny. And like
Detective Pikachu is funny.
I guess that has nothing to do with anything. But I'm just saying, like,
well, it does.
Shows for kids or like movies that are like written for kids, but like, I mean, like, come on. Even the original Avatar was like pretty old and for children, and the humor was all right.
This seems to try to like expand the audience both ways, where like we're trying to get an older audience than the original as well as a younger audience than the original.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So we will set people on fire, and then we will set dialogue for like preschoolers who are still trying to learn English.
Yeah, that is a great way of putting it.
Skipping ahead a little bit, is Sokka funny? He's known for cracking wise.
Right,
he's a wisecracker.
He's never been funny. Like, let's be honest.
He's never been funny. I think it's Sokka funny moments. The mushroom thing, giant mushroom, friendly mushroom.
Yeah, but that's not even him. That's the mushroom talking.
That's the mushroom talk. You mean the cactus juice talking?
Oh, yeah. The mushroom talking.
He was not on mushroom.
Well, one could argue that they have similar effects.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we didn't pass anything that I kind of wrote down in the stuff that we've already discussed. Oh, yeah. Appa sounds like a Jurassic Park dinosaur.
He does sound like a Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Yeah, because I was like, why does it sound so familiar? Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Yeah.
There we go.
The one that he hugs. What is it doing? It's just chilling on the ground and he gives it a hug. Is that what happens in the movie?
Yeah, and there's like the da-na-na playing like, in the background. Wow, you could have done the acting for that.
I'm the next D. Bradley Baker.
I don't. That's not who voices Appa in this one.
Appa.
Appa is the the iPhone version. I also wrote down. We're not quite to this section yet, but we have mentioned that the acting is really bad. But Gran I thought was actually really solid.
She was pretty solid.
Gran's acting.
She kind of reminded me of my grandma a little bit.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. My grandma's a little more emotive, but I think the acting is best when the characters are supposed to be like stoic and flat.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only sort of direction they give any of the actors. Anyways, anything Sokka says, I just don't make any notes of because I think he's trying to like make a joke. He's trying to crack wise, and it doesn't even register to me as a joke just because of like nothing he says is funny. He's just being like kind of rude and sarcastic.
I did like that he was still sexist. At least Sokka is sexist.
He's a little sexist.
I don't remember exactly what he did to make me make that note, but I remember thinking, "Oh, thank God, Sokka is sexist."
He's condescending towards women.
Oh, right.
Sometimes.
He gets like very like, "Oh, yeah, what are you gonna do? You're just a little girl," kind of attitude. Like he doesn't say that exactly.
He never says girl.
No.
He never says, I hate women, but you're a girl.
You can just tell by the way that he's interacting with these females that he doesn't respect them.
Yeah.
Like if they were male warriors, I'm sure he would have a lot more respect for them.
Yeah. Well, back to skipping ahead, I will say Sokka reminds me of Ben Shapiro.
There's a
in this
take.
one. He kind of looks like him and he kind of acts like him. He's also kind of nerdy and he's like trying to like push this authority.
I thought that they did a really good job casting Sokka.
The casting was all right.
Because even though he was bad at acting, I felt like his tone and his acting style still, and the way he looked and sounded, everything kind of matched up pretty 1-to-1 with the original character. I thought, at least.
Yes.
He's not funny. He's sexist. He's got kind of a nerdy, like, know-it-all voice. All those qualities.
Aang doesn't seem to run away in this show.
Yeah, he does. Come on.
I gave it a quick rewatch, and he has this solitary moment where he's talking to Appa, and then he says, I need to go up in the air where things make more sense, at least for now.
Oh, interesting. So he wasn't even planning on, like, leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next shot that we see of Aang, he's just over the ocean. So if he planned to run away, it was off screen and not told to the audience.
I'm not sure if I remember exactly what happens in the original show, but in this one, he's like, oh, we should go back.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember happening.
Like, in the original show, it's heavily implied that he just runs away.
Yeah, that he's trying to get the fuck out of there.
In the middle of the night, and then, like, Gyatso comes in, and he's like, Aang, I'm not going to let them take away from you, and his bed's empty, and it shows him, like, flying in the ocean just directly away.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if we see this also in the original show, but we actually see the attack on the air temple.
No, we don't see that in the OG one.
So we do get to see some unnamed monks just kind of fighting. There's this one guy who's like making just the blank expression the whole time.
Yeah, he's like doing these epic moves, and then like he's flying through the air in slow-mo, and he's just got this like, it's not even just blank, it's like he's just zoning out, like,
yeah,
he's just like they could have made it like a little bit more like he was like focused and like I don't know, but it's just a very unique expression.
Yeah, it's kind of like a One Punch Man style.
No, see, even that would have been interesting, but like this face that he has, I don't know. You're just gonna have to see it for yourself. It's very strange. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I had to like go back and rewatch it when we were watching it together because it just was so funny.
This is where we get to a good dialogue from Gyatso as he's rushing the children away. He's saying, "Where's Aang? Ah!"
And then if you're like actually paying attention to the subtitles, he says Aang's name when he yells, but if you're just listening, it just sounds like ah. It's pretty funny.
It's really good.
Where's Aang?
And this is where we cut to Aang, and he's over the ocean, and the storm is heavy, and he says we should turn back. So he starts going back to the air temple.
Yeah.
So the original, he has like this whole survivor's guilt because he ran away.
Like he was outie.
He was out. He wanted to like go. He had no plans of coming back. So in this show, he was just like up in the air for like a smoke break or whatever, and like he was like, I should head back now.
Yeah. So like in that scene though where he's over the ocean, this is interesting. It kind of hit more for me in this one than it did in the original one because like the ocean is a terrifying place, and seeing it with like these, I mean they're CGI or whatever the fuck they are, but it like looks a lot scarier like being over this ocean. Like I don't know, something about it really unsettled me.
This ocean was very scary.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good ocean.
Which is it like why did he do this? Why is he like planning on leaving for just a minute and then goes over the scariest possible thing?
Why did he go? Why did he fly like really low over the ocean too?
So Appa is like touching the water basically, and it's like, you didn't plan ahead. Like if I was gonna run out of steam, maybe don't go to the middle of the ocean.
And he said he wants to like go up in the sky where it makes sense, so you could just go up. Like the sky is pretty big. You could just keep going up.
It's pretty much infinite. Hey, do you think if you went like outside of the atmosphere that you could create a little air bubble and then you can go into space?
Now, I want to see that in the next Avatar series. Space. Avatar, go to space.
Moon, go see Suki.
Yeah, see Suki. Oh, imagine the spirit world on the moon. Imagine the spirits that gotta be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the moon is a spirit.
The moon is a spirit, and maybe the moon has little spirits living on them, like bacteria.
Maybe it actually has like a little face, and you can talk to it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What if you could like climb up into the moon's nostril or whatever and go on an adventure in his brain?
I bet it's pretty rough in there.
Yeah. What's in the moon's brain? We will find out in
surely 2080
an animated series they will never make because they don't want to make Avatar animated.
Hey, do you want to talk about how they call it Wolf Cove?
They call their water tribe village Wolf Cove.
So that's new.
That's new. Spoiler alert, Aang is ice. He's on ice now.
He's on ice.
And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he iced himself, and now he's on Wolf Cove.
This is the first time I kind of realized, oh, he's waterbending there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is in the Avatar state. He's activating his waterbending skills when he goes underwater. For some reason, I just assumed it's like, oh, yeah, you could do that with air.
Yeah.
No.
It's like an air bubble, and then the air and the oxygen in the water. Yeah.
Well, maybe. But no, he uses ice powers.
Mm-hmm. This is where we see Katara. What do you think of this Katara?
I like this Katara.
This Katara is all right. Again, not good at acting.
I think her acting was a little bit better than other people's, if I can remember correctly. It didn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
Except for maybe in a few scenes.
Yeah, this Katara's acting didn't really bother me too much.
She doesn't look exactly like Katara in the show, so they probably put a little bit more effort into finding someone who's good at acting.
Yeah.
So it didn't, I was okay with this Katara.
I feel nothing from this Katara.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do their thing where they go in the hunting in the boat, and then they find the iceberg. So do you remember in this show how the iceberg opens up?
It opens. It opens.
It opens. They see it and then it opens.
It opens.
So in the original, Sokka makes a sexist comment.
Oh yeah, Katara like breaks it open with waterbending. I forgot about that.
There's really good animation and like facial expressions of her like going on. She's like she fucking snaps and she's like
Sokka
she's
makes
waving.
A sexist comment.
Yeah,
that was like the name of our episode.
Yeah, and
that
then
was the whole thing that activated the everything.
Yeah, she's flailing her arms around, just yelling at him, and then just through her anger alone, without even trying to bend, the ice cracker opens. So in the show, their boat just floats away, and she.
I like how when it floated away, Sokka was basically like, "Well, we're gonna die."
Yeah.
Didn't have any plan. Never came up with a plan. Was just like, "Okay, we're fucked." I thought that was funny.
He starts burying himself. Yeah, the boat floats away, and then she tries to water bend it back, and that's what triggers the iceberg to open.
Boring.
Just some waves. She doesn't use her power or anger, and when it opens, we see some amiibos on Zuko's shelf that start glowing.
Yeah, the avatarometer.
Yeah, this makes a little bit more narrative sense than the animation, because in the original he sees a big light and he's like, that must be the avatar. And in this show he's got like he's got his avatar.
Wasn't there like it's poppin' moment?
Yeah, it's poppin'.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of liked that.
I still kind of like the original because it is like ambiguous.
And he's just like so eager, like, oh, that's got to be it. That's got to be it.
Yeah.
Which, that's also something that annoyed me because there was like this inconsistency when he like talks to Iroh, where he's like, I saw a big light, and Iroh's like, not every sign is like the avatar. And then Zuko doesn't even mention like, oh, I have an avatarometer that went off.
My fucking amiibos started glowing.
You could have just said that to convince Iroh that it was something. But
yeah.
Maybe it just goes off every time there's a big light.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all it is. It has nothing to actually do with
It's like one of those like little cell phone charms that like light up whenever you get a call.
Whenever there's a big light.
Yeah. What do you think of this Iroh?
I'm okay with this Iroh.
I think this Iroh kind of sucks.
Okay, yeah, you're actually, because now I'm thinking about it. Iroh in this show is not like sagely enough and not like chill enough. He's just like spitting out lines, just repeating them from whatever the fuck he's supposed to be reading off of. It feels very heartless.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very like this is not a warm and cozy Iroh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said I was okay with this Iroh. I hate him.
Well, it's hard to imagine a world where you're not okay with Iroh.
Yeah, like as soon as he was on screen, I pointed and laughed, clapped, and I was like, Iroh!
And he looks like Iroh. He looks so much like Iroh, actually.
He does look a lot like Iroh, although I will say he looks a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A touch.
I think he's supposed to be only a little bit older than the Fire Lord.
And I remember he also looks a little bit taller. Not quite there, but close.
Yeah, so this Iroh is very formal and intense, and he sounds like an upper managerial sort of office worker who gives firm handshakes.
Yeah. I don't know. His lines were very like straightforward rather than like, "Oh, Zuko, you just need to chill out.
You just gotta chill out, dude. Yeah, have some jasmine tea.
Have some jasmine weed."
Yeah, have some jasmine weed with me.
Yeah, no, he's like Zuko, blah 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 blah.
Now, why don't you have some jasmine tea?
Yeah, that's a good impression.
Yeah,
it's too awake.
Yeah, they bring Aang back to the village. This one, he doesn't come back with Appa, and then he like runs out looking for Appa. He pulls a bison whistle out of his ass and starts blowing on it.
That made me so mad. He's not supposed to have that whistle yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, where the he has absolutely no or like he doesn't have it on in any of the other scenes, so it was just like around his neck right at the most convenient moment, and that was weird to me because he was like moments earlier he was like lying on a table and like he was not wearing the necklace.
Yeah, you see his shirt open. There's nowhere like under his shirt to have the necklace.
Again, a very nitpicky thing, but
this is another set design that I kind of like because the inside of the hut is like whale bones and stuff. It looks like they're inside of like a giant rib cage of a huge whale, which I kind of like.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and it kind of like tells that they like actually like sort of like hunt these huge whales, and they're able to like bring these sort of bones back to like
a little bit of storytelling.
Yeah, I love a visual storytelling through different parts of anyways.
This is where Gringrin like does the long ago the four nations lived together in harmony. Basically the whole thing, but if I remember correctly, doesn't she like change it a little bit at the end? It's like you could have just done the whole thing straight through if you're gonna start it.
And then she says, "Aang, you've been frozen for 100 years," and Aang responds to this wordlessly, sprinting out. Yeah.
Well, he needs time to process.
Yeah. We cut to the lieutenant, and he says, of all the places to drag our asses to, he picks the asses. He picks the coldest spot in the world.
We both yelled asses when they said that.
The
14-year-olds can't say asses.
They say asses in the Bible.
Not 14-year-olds.
Oh, well, this is I don't know, maybe he's 15.
No, the general, the lieutenant who says asses is 15. Okay, that's the only cuss word we got. Do they get one asses per episode? I'm gonna be on ass watch.
Maybe we'll be on ass watch. Maybe it's like one ass per season.
Yeah, you don't see any of the asses either. Like they're always facing forward, so you do not get to see them. You get one ass.
Yeah. So the show's toggled back to adult mode.
You may say it once.
Mm-hmm. So in anime characters are drawn in such a way where you can draw a character and they can be in between 14 and 40 years old. So like Zuko could have like this ambiguous age. In the live action, it's pretty apparent that he is just a teenager bossing adults around.
Right.
I kind of like to see that. You see like more of like how much of a little shit he is.
That's a good point. Yeah, like you immediately realize, oh, this is just a little kid.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the only things I'll give it.
You give it a few things, so.
Yeah, you get some more bad acting with Aang supposed to be sad about like having been asleep for 100 years and all his friends and family are dead, and he's like, ah, shucks. Katara's like, the Fire Nation killed a bunch of my family too, ah, shucks, and we're just gonna have some blank expressions. So if I were acting, I would give myself some shock tank controllers. Just so I can like give myself like some pained expressions. I don't think they know how to do pained expressions.
I wish we could get live feedback from the audience because I would love to know how many people had shock tanks.
Yeah, or at least like hand buzzers or like the gum that gets you.
The pen that you click and then it gets you.
Yeah.
Did you have shock tanks?
No.
Okay.
I just know them from you.
Okay, I'm going to just explain them real quick because this is a fun toy that I had when I was a kid.
I believe you've explained this on the podcast before.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is a reference now. This is deep cut now from me.
Okay, just a reminder that it's like a little like remote control tank, and there's like you have multiple of them for whoever's playing. Like you each get your own tank, and when you point your like little laser thing and like shoot another tank, the person who gets shot gets shocked through the controller in a pretty intense way. This was made for children, and it was painful and very fun. And that's my quick explanation of the shock tanks. Again.
Yeah, so these actors look like their pained expressions, they look hungry at most.
Well, yeah. I feel like sometimes I look worse when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get pissed and I cry.
They look like they're about to be hungry. They look like what like Twee and Law look at me when they can see the bottom of their food bowl.
Oh.
We get a scene with Katara, and Aang tries to help her. I'm gonna read this advice that Aang gives. Bending is about energy and balance. By finding the energy around you, find balance. By finding balance, you can feel the energy.
Yeah. It's a little, yeah. I remember hearing this, and I remember doing like the mental gymnastics trying to figure out what the fuck he was talking about. And I was like, I'm sure I'm just stupid.
Yeah. He gives her some like sort of like chat GBT word salad. And then Katara's good at water bending now because he said that.
Yeah, I was. What the fuck? How did she interpret that so quickly?
Yeah, because it's about energy and balance, and by finding the energy around you, find a balance, and find balance, you feel the energy.
I'm sure.
Simple as that.
Like when she was originally starting to waterbend, like surely that's like a basic concept, energy and balance. Especially with like, oh yeah. So most people who are familiar with the content of Avatar will know that waterbending is Tai Chi. And holy shit, Katara does not do anything close to Tai Chi in this entire episode.
Well, it's because she doesn't know.
Right, but like
she can only bend it.
But like, isn't that the whole like? If you're gonna learn waterbending, you have to know how to do Tai Chi. It's like the whole like form of how it works.
Good.
No.
No one ever taught her. She's all self-taught.
I'm not gonna
She's the only waterbender.
I'm not gonna give the writers that much credit.
I'm gonna give the writers accidental credit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
if that is the case, if like the reason she's not doing Tai Chi is that she is just really bad at waterbending, it's no way on purpose. No way. They wouldn't do that. Not based on everything else that I've seen in this. In these episodes. That's my onion.
Yeah, I don't think they put a lot of thought into the show. I'm starting to suspect. Aang is in a cage because they captured him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Iroh is saying something about how the Avatar is supposed to bring hope, and that's what people believe, and like something about how the Fire Nation has different plans, and then Aang is like, well, what do you believe? And then I don't remember what Iroh said, but I remember it was not sufficient to his character.
Yeah. Iroh was just like, no comment. I'm going to make you some tea.
Right.
And then he leaves.
Yeah. I feel like he would have said something really cryptic in the animated show.
So after Aang telekinesis the keys, I don't know. he does a thing.
Hey, what do you think of Zuko's bed?
His Stardew Valley grandpa bed?
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It's kind of fitting with his character.
I just feel like he's got this big fancy ship and a whole crew and everything, and his bed looks like something that you'd see in a prison. Which, yeah. Like, I don't know. It seems weird.
It's kind of like the post where it's like women don't realize how little it takes to make men happy.
Okay.
And then the other person comments like, why don't you have a bed frame? And then he replies, I don't deserve a bed frame. I feel like that's sort of Zuko's mentality, that he doesn't deserve a good bed.
Oh, well, I think it's just an interesting choice of set design.
I think he just sleeps on a bed frame and he's like, I don't deserve a mattress.
I feel like that's the opposite of what sad emo boys do. Normally, they're just like just a mattress on the floor.
Well, Zuko's a new type of guy who just sleeps on a bed frame.
Okay, so he's hip, he's hopping.
Yeah, because like if you're a prince, you're fancy. Of course, you're gonna have a bed frame, but like you're banished, you're punished. You're a punished prince. No mattress for you.
Okay.
Just the frame.
I just want to see what everyone else's beds look like.
I kind of have a Zuko bed in a way where I do sleep on.
That's true.
I do sleep on a extremely firm futon.
A thin futon.
A thin futon
on a futon frame.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Zuko's bed is.
Yeah, you're probably totally right.
Yeah, because I don't deserve. No, I have a mattress and a bed frame.
Do you think Zuko folds his bed up into a couch and then podcasts on it? Makes his little podcast?
This is tough because these hypotheticals are tough because we have two versions of Zuko now that are very similar. I'm going to go with original Zuko. Who do you even podcast with? Himself, yeah.
Maybe Iroh. He would have Iroh on for certain special episodes about tea.
I don't think he would have Iroh. I feel like Iroh would try to get on. He would be like, Zuko,
you need to let me on. Why did I just start doing a Russian accent? You need to let me on. Oh, that's more like
you need to let me
Dracula.
on your podcast, Zuko.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zuko has the worst podcast you've ever listened to.
It's just one guy.
It's just kind of like a journal, I guess.
Yeah, talking about honor and glory and the Avatar. But he wouldn't ever reveal that he found him or that he was on his tail.
Zuko's more of like a masculinity self-help YouTuber kind of guy.
Yeah.
He just like goes on these long rants about like men need to be more firm in their beliefs these days, and
he's like Ed from Space Show.
He's like Ed from Space Show.
Everyone will understand what that means.
Yeah. I didn't even understand what it meant for a second. So yeah, Aang also sees he sees some of Zuko's sort of Avatar fan art of the Avatar. Zuko only draws the girl ones. Interestingly enough, we only see I can't remember the Last Airbender one, but we see her and we do see Kyoshi. And those are the only drawings we see. So
this is a new narrative for why he's obsessed with the Avatar.
Yeah, I think he's got a little crush on her, and he wants to talk to Kyoshi. And
maybe he thinks like the new Airbender Avatar is also a lady.
Yeah,
he needs to meet her.
Yeah, he just wants to say hi and say what's up, what's going on. Damn, you got two girls in that show. Oh,
my name is Magenta, by the way.
Hi, Midge. Hi.
We forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning of the podcast.
I'm Noah.
And this is My Podcabbages.
This is My Podcabbages.
This is like one of those like little things, those little cards in the middle of an anime where they're just like, Full Metal Alchemist.
My Podcabbages. I don't know if you noticed, but it happens really quick. Aang steals Zuko's little sketchbook.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he just kind of stuffs it in his asshole next to his bison whistle, sort of Animal Crossing style.
Oh, I also wrote in my notes that the transitions between scenes were actually really good in this show.
I didn't even notice.
I did. They were really good. Like, there were scenes where, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I remember one where, like, this water was, like, kind of swooshing past the screen, and then it was, like, another scene with water, and it, like, fit, like, perfectly with what was happening. I don't know. I just remember, like, noticing at least two transitions between scenes that I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. I like it.
There seem to be, like, people working on this show who are at least, like, trying to get it to hold together.
Yeah, there's a glue.
There's some sort of glue.
There's a gluey substance to it.
Funny you mentioned that is because we get to one of the weirdest editing that I've seen in the show. Where
what a transition.
Well, so in the original, this is the part where like Aang goes into the Avatar state and then he like knocks over the ship and whatever. In this show, Aang gets knocked down by a fireball and then he gets saved by Katara and Sokka, who have Appa now. and Zuko shoots a very slow fireball at them.
Is it in slow-mo or is it just going
It's
really
not in
slow?
slow-mo,
Okay.
but it like he shoots a fireball at them and it seems to be taking like full like 15 seconds for them to like reach the targets and whatever.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I will say, like so many times throughout this episode, I have been like, oh, is that what happens? Can you remind me? Blah, 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 blah. Once again, I am going to be 31 years old this year. My memory is very bad. I did watch the episodes.
Yeah.
I swear. I'm not just relying on Noah to tell me what happened. Although that would be very funny and like maybe I should because holy shit, I don't want to watch this show.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. I am taking an L for the audience. I'm going to watch it and we're going to do this.
Appa's like 50 feet up in the air and the fireballs stopped with a water wave from all the way down there.
Yeah.
And
was that Katara or was that just a really big wave?
It was supposed to be Katara. We had to go back and watch it twice because it's not even clear.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You can barely, like, you just get like half a shot of Katara doing this.
Yeah.
Which is like really.
You don't even see Katara do it.
Oh, shit. Oh, right. She just is like, oh, congratulations, me. I did it. So this is really disappointing because like this is like the most epic waterbending that she's done. I swear they just didn't want to do it because she can't fucking do Tai Chi. They didn't want to reveal that. They didn't want to like admit that they can't get this actress to figure out how to do Tai Chi. And I'm sure that this will come back and we'll never actually see her do good waterbending. It will just be the water bending and then Katara being like, oh shit, I did it. Okay. We're on waterbending watch. Tai Chi watch.
That's my favorite video game.
Tai Chi watch.
Tai Chi watch, where you collect all the Tai Chis. This is again like one of the worst scenes in the show because they repeat the same thing twice. Because Aang is flying away and then they shoot a fireball and then it slowly approaches Aang and it shoots him down. And then he gets back on Appa and then they shoot another fireball and it's like the same shot of it like slowly approaching. And it's like, those are like the two. So they go to the air temple. And this was like a whole episode in the original show where like this is
the third episode in the original show.
In the original show, this is where we actually get the flashbacks.
And it's very emotionally impactful and like I don't know, it's the episode that makes you feel like, oh, this show is gonna get real. Holy shit.
Yeah, I liked the original sort of non-chronological thing of the original show where you see like Aang's memories and then you like sort of cut to like these same places that are like sort of in ruins and
like the juxtaposition, the immediate juxtaposition of those two things.
When Aang sees his dead dad skeleton, the flashbacks is just his Gyatso just doing his tell don't show of like, I love you, Aang, you are dear to me, you are my friend, you will always be my friend, and not like the fun times that they had together or whatever. Like the
actual bonding.
They were
moments.
like doing They were literally clowning around, like throwing pies at people and whatever. It's no fun, whimsyless.
It's not the same. And then Aang looks hungry.
And then he looks hungry and he starts glowing.
Right. Was this in the original show where Sokka and Katara like get like fucking blasted away?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they kind of make a big deal of it in this show.
This is where we get Zuko drawing new fan art. He furiously draws Aang's face. This is an anger portrait.
An anger
portrait. And it's just a bald guy with an arrow.
I mean, what else do you need to know?
It's literally
that's just an airbender.
It's the fucking Scott Pilgrim drawing.
It's just an airbender.
It's just an airbender.
Like, they already knew that the Avatar was going to be an airbender. Like, can't you draw his fucking eyebrows?
He got a bit of his eyebrows.
But like, I don't know. The eyebrows are the most distinguishing part of his face.
Yeah. It's not a good... he should have hired a caricature artist.
Yeah,
He's
you
doing this-
need to see the details.
Yeah, they should have made his ears bigger and his eyebrows bushier and his arrows super low.
Just like between his eyes, going down his nose.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And we can breeze through this next episode, because if you thought that first episode was something, this next episode has especially just kind of nothing.
Yeah, we got something, we got nothing.
Yeah, Zuko's in his rec room.
Wait, episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
2. And it's just called Warriors.
Warriors.
They're doing like the cool minimalism thing. They could have called it like the Kyoshi Island or the Warriors of Kyoshi Island, but they got to be cool and mature, and this isn't a show for nerds. This is a show for adults and babies.
Oh, check this out. I actually made a note that she was kind of doing Tai Chi in this episode.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's because she got that scroll.
Oh, yeah. She finds a scroll in her bag. We do meet Momo.
Oh, yeah. Momo is there.
Who is in the bag with the scroll eating some stuff.
We see Momo in a tree with peaches.
He lands in a peach tree.
And Momo means peaches peaches in Japanese, so that's a nice little cute little thing.
Yeah, this scroll was a little disappointing to me because that means there won't be
the whole scroll episode.
The whole with the pirates.
Yeah, with
no
the hell?
Pirates.
There better be pirates. I'm gonna be pissed.
We're gonna be on Pirate Watch.
Pirate Watch. This is the episode where Sokka is sexist, but yeah, I think we already kind of went over that.
Without talking about how he doesn't like women, but just acting
which
like
is it's consistent with the original show.
It's a little consistent. They go to the Kyoshi statue and it does the silence brand thing to Aang, which is how they know it's the Avatar.
Yeah. Did that happen? I mean, like, I don't think that happened.
No, her eyes started glowing and then like the beams of light.
No, I mean, like in the original show, didn't they just kind of like accept that he was the Avatar? They didn't need this proof. They also have an avatarometer.
Yeah.
Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got an avatarometer in this show. I can't exactly remember what happens. I think usually they just show that he can airbend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as long as this person has an arrow on their head and they're airbending, that's pretty clear indication that it's the Avatar.
Yeah.
Because he's the last airbender.
The last airbender. I do like the makeup on the Kyoshi Warriors.
Oh, yeah. The makeup is fucking, like, so good.
It has, like, it's, like, red on top, and then it goes to, like, sort of an orange gradient on bottom.
They did a really good job with the makeup.
Yeah. Again, costuming, pretty good.
Solid.
I'll say.
I'm going to look up who did costumes real quick.
Yeah.
Because we need to shout them out.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to Sugi's mom.
Why?
Kind of a MILF.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice. I don't know what I was doing. Not on MILF Watch, apparently.
I'm always on MILF Watch. 24/7.
24/7 MILF Watch. Why give me a link that doesn't include the word I put in? I'm having a hard time finding who did the costumes, which is a goddamn shame, because we know, like, Sarah McCostumes, who does a lot of fucking work for things, for costuming, and it would break my heart if they were working on something like this and I couldn't figure out what their name was. So, shout out to Anonymous Costume Designer.
Yeah, shout out to whoever did that. We also are introduced to Zhao in this episode. What do you think of this Zhao?
Well, after what you told me...
Mm-hmm.
It's just very, very funny now that I'm thinking about this actor.
Mm-hmm.
Not having any context or any idea what he's doing. This Zhao, it was not giving me Zhao energy. They weren't like fucking like intimidating enough. I feel like they didn't, like, for the first scene. I feel like even maybe the second scene that he was in, I was confused about who he was because I was just like, this is not like, there's I can't think of a character that this matches in the original show.
Yeah, this is how you know that these circumstances are pretty dire, because I think Zhao might be my favorite character in this show.
That's
so
fascinating.
Because I hated the original Zhao.
Really? Yeah. I liked original Zhao.
He was just kind of a boring character whenever he showed up. It was like, well, why aren't we with like Aang or Sokka or Zuko or whatever, or Iroh?
I thought he was very intimidating and like kind of unpredictable a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he was one of his character traits was that he was predictable because like
I'm just all over the place with my knowledge.
There was that episode where Aang was fighting Zhao.
Right.
And he was able to like just make him burn his own ships down.
Right. Because he was just doing bullshit, no strategy whatsoever.
Yeah. I feel like they should have done this with all the actors where they should just
made them better than the original characters.
They should have told them, oh, you're going to be blue. Trust me.
Trust me. You'll be blue on this one.
You're going to be blue. And I feel like it worked here.
It's going to get blue.
I feel like that this guy actually used some like original acting and stuff. He has like this sort of like casual smug vibe.
I would say I should rewatch this, but fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck
don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Don't go that far.
No.
But yeah, he has like
I guess we'll see more of him.
It's hard to like put my finger on it. Like just the way he carries himself. He's always like, interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'll have a look into that. He has like
I guess that's why I just didn't recognize him. Like he didn't seem like Zhao to me.
He has
Maybe I just have this nostalgia for the original character and that's why I prefer him.
I don't.
That's fair.
Yeah, he has like this casual sort of nonchalance. He has like this sort of like businessman. He has like this soulless businessman vibe.
Just like Iroh.
That's different from Iroh.
Oh,
in
God
a way.
Damn it.
He seems to be enjoying himself.
Okay.
In a way. And Iroh seems to be not enjoying himself ever.
Yeah, what the hell? Back to Iroh, like, he doesn't seem fun.
Yeah.
He just seems like he's there.
Zhao seems like the only actor who's having fun in his role.
That's very fascinating.
And it makes me happy.
Considering he thought he was going to be in a different thing.
Yeah, he's just going.
He's just like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll do it.
Sokka invents sort of a new form of sexism. I'm assuming that Suki needs to have like a bell on her.
Right. Why does he keep mentioning? I don't remember that being in the. I don't want to keep like going back and like comparing the two shows.
Like, why isn't it exactly like the original?
I can't. And a lot of things I just can't even remember, so it's not even really worth comparing them constantly. But yeah, in this one, he's like, you need a bell. But why don't you get a bell?
And
maybe you should consider a bell.
Oh, again, bell.
And like, just to be clear, this is because like she keeps sneaking up on him and like he wants to know that she's there. So it's not just like a kink thing. Because when you said
don't know.
that, yeah, true. Because like when you said that, I was like, what? What? Does he want her to be a cat girl?
Just like, you need to wear sandals. Again, please wear sandals.
Yeah.
Please put on the cat ears like I asked. God damn it.
Yeah, no.
You're so annoying. The way he acts doesn't exactly register as sexism to me.
No, I think they were trying to make him less sexist, which is annoying because he's supposed to go through character growth.
Yeah, it's
like in the show, he starts off really sexist, or like in the original, he starts off really sexist, and then like he unlearns that specific trait as the show goes on.
Yeah,
which is like really, really satisfying to watch. Because it's like, I don't know, it's setting an example for people who act like that. Like, oh, I can grow out of this.
Yeah.
It's mature to grow out of this. I don't know what they're going to do with Sokka. I feel like he's going to just be this straight fucking boring character from beginning to end. And there would just be no character growth. I can't wait to see what happens with him.
Yeah, the original, he's explicitly like, girls are like this and boys are like this.
Yeah.
And girls shouldn't be doing these things and boys shouldn't be doing these things.
I guess they just don't want to get canceled or something.
Yeah.
Because it's not like...
Well, we want to show for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be moderate about this.
Yeah. This is also kind of poetry. It rhymes with how they made Aang less of a problematic character, how he didn't actually abandon his responsibilities.
Yeah, they're making everyone nice.
Yeah.
They're nicifying everyone.
They're too nice. No growth.
Yeah, that'll be
kind
kind of frustrating to watch. That's like classically one of the best things about the show is the character growth. Next episode, we're just gonna see Zuko fucking like apologizing to Aang and being like, I'm so sorry, like, please forgive me.
Yeah, I don't think we even like talked about this Zuko so far. What do you think?
Not really. I don't know. Yeah, he's fine. He's whatever.
Zuko's whatever. He's, again, the acting works when you're supposed to be just straightforward and stoic.
Yeah, I mean, like, Zuko is very... It's hard to get Zuko wrong. Like, as long as you mention honor, you make him kind of angry, angsty, and bossy, and firebendy. Like, that's it. Yeah, so, I mean, like, I don't know how they're gonna fuck up his character growth. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just not Dante Basco.
Yeah, that's the most disappointing part. But he does have, like, a very similar voice, I noticed. Like, they did a great job on finding an actor with, like, the iconic Dante Basco voice.
Yeah.
So good job on that.
He delivers his lines pretty much the same. We also get the very paint by numbers sort of subplot between Sokka and Suki.
Oh God, I hate it. But it's okay because this is I hated this one. I always hated this dynamic that they had where it just went very fast for no reason. Like they could have drawn it out a little bit more. They almost kiss and then they kiss, and that's just what happens.
Imagine a romantic subplot and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, like very quickly. There's no build up at all.
Yeah.
They practice fighting together once.
Yeah.
And then bam, romance.
Yeah. And Sokka's like, you're pretty good for a girl, and then she does something better, and then he's like, wow, what a lady. No, he doesn't actually.
I was like,
he doesn't actually say that because they don't
okay.
want him to be sexist.
Yeah, exactly.
Sokka's always been cool.
Sokka's good. Sokka's never had any problems going for him. I mean, I say that, but we also did mention, like, I don't know. The like subtext kind of gives him like a sexist flavor.
Yeah, and of course they're not even gonna like dress him up in the Kyoshi uniform like they
of course not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to girlify this character.
Yeah. That would be gay.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Ooh. So this is how Aang figures out that he's supposed to commune with the avatars. He goes into the spirit world, which is just like purple and those glasses that make everything look weird.
So yeah, I really like, not to just be constantly shitting on the show, but like Kyoshi was like, oh my God, the acting, the like direction of Kyoshi is so bad. Like she's okay. First of all, I don't think she was even that tall. Kyoshi's supposed to be like fucking 7 feet tall or some shit. She's got giant shoes, right? Am I remembering?
She's got really big feet, yeah.
But she just looks kind of like a normal person. Her like demeanor is just kind of like, she's like bossy, but like not like epic. Like Kyoshi's supposed to be like this sort of godlike person.
Yeah.
But like we did not get that. We did not get that.
This is the one time where she could have been more stoic.
Yeah.
But she was like getting really like aggressive with him, and it's like doing the talking to short people meme where she like crouches down to talk to him. I feel like she should have been like had her hands behind her back and just like looking at him.
I feel like this is a place where the costuming was not great, because I feel like they could have made her costume like more bulky and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She just was very slimmed down personality wise and like aesthetically.
Yeah. She's basically like saying like, Aang, you suck. You're nothing. Aang is a mess.
And then like is just talking about how he's not there for people like for a long time, even though she knows that he needs to be there for the fucking town. And she's just wasting his time basically. Oh my God. She should have been like, okay, you don't need to be here. You need to be out there helping them right now.
Here's the other thing about Kyoshi. She was really old.
Yeah.
I think. She was like 300 when she died.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this doesn't seem like the attitude that someone who's lived for 300 years.
No, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like she's supposed to be like epic and godlike, and like she was just not giving that at all.
Yeah. I feel like I would have liked this if we had like a younger Kyoshi, more like desperate for her own people and like have more like an emotional attachment to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like to have like this sort of like backstory of how she was like very aggressive with people. She's like, I need to always be like killing as much as possible or whatever.
She's like trying to give them this lesson on how to like take care of shit or whatever. And then in the end, she's just the one who goes in there and takes care of shit. She doesn't even like let him like exercise all of the advice that she's giving him.
Yeah. She just does it for him.
Yeah, she just does it herself.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to be there for these people. You need to be more aggressive. You need to help and do stuff. And then she's like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Get out of my way. You suck.
Yeah, it was just kind of a wasted scene, I felt like. And they did not accomplish what
can we just loop back the Avatar cycle to Earth?
Yeah, just really quick. Let's just kill these people.
Just get me back in there.
Yeah, that would be interesting if there was like an Avatar in the spirit world who wanted their own element to be the one that was back in the rotation and was just like, I'm going to torture these people to death until we get back to Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting little like concept.
Or like all these avatars who are like mysteriously dying young because like their past selves like walking on the edge of a cliff and they're like, boo! And then you're like, whoa!
It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Stardust or it's the other one I just watched. I don't remember, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stardust, where it's like they have to like kill each other off, or fucking The Color of Magic or whatever the fuck it's called, where they have to like kill each other off to like get the leadership role back in. I don't know if you're not familiar with these things, then I don't know. But I'm sure the customers, I almost called them the customers, the listeners. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's some listeners who know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is another thing I'll hand to them. I like the ways they do the eye glows because you could still sort of see where the eyes are looking in some parts.
Oh, cool.
They seem to like focus it on like the irises.
You paid attention to this stuff so much.
Yeah.
I was just kind of along for the ride, just like, oh, right, this is happening. Making like opinions in my head and then immediately forgetting about them.
She makes a big everything element tornado, and then that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah, there was like a moment where she like blasts off with fire, and like in my head I was like, I thought she was an earthbender.
This show does a lot of fire bending, flying fire.
Oh yeah, there's like a scene where like who was it? I don't. Was it?
I have the quote.
Zhao. There was like a character who just says something and then just like blasts off with like these jetpack fire. Oh yeah,
this was right before they killed all the air nomads. He says, "Remember, no survivors."
Blast off.
It's like you're sitting on like the launch pad, like as an astronaut, and you're like, remember, we're going to space. And they do launch themselves in outer space.
Yeah, of course.
They fly now. Oh yeah, and the episode ends with Zhao telling on Zuko that the Avatar's alive.
It was kind of funny pacing because it was like this whole scene where Zuko was like, you can't tell anyone. It's very important that this is a secret. And Zhao's like, okay, got it. And then like immediately cuts to like, I have some information for you. The Avatar is back. I just like, it made me laugh.
Yeah, he knocks down the door and he's like, Ozai, holy fuck.
Not gonna believe what I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't sound very funny like saying it back, but like in the show they didn't really. I don't think it was meant to be funny, but it was just like the pacing was very funny.
I just like this Zhao.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll warm up to him.
I think he's sort of carrying with his own acting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I will say at least there are some good things in this show going. There's some good stuff going for it, and hopefully that makes the rest of the watch a little bit more pleasant.
We can sort of examine the ways that the show is like truly terrible by figuring out the tiny little good parts.
Yeah.
Which further exemplify how bad the rest is.
Oh, what did you think of Momo in this episode? In these episodes,
kind of a nothing.
Yeah,
just like kind of a Momo.
It was really disappointing because like they introduced like one of what I would say the main characters, and then like he was barely in it and barely did anything and had no personality whatsoever. Like he didn't seem human enough. Momo's supposed to be like kind of like human in a way.
Yeah.
Like a character.
He's supposed to be a human man.
Yeah, he's supposed to be played by a man.
In a tiny suit, and then they do the Lord of the Rings thing, the forced perspective, where he's like actually far away, and they design all the sets so that he's like it's supposed to be like, kind of like a Cats 2019 kind of like little guy.
Yeah.
And he's played by, he was supposed to be played by the guy who played Gyatso to like make sure like the reincarnation thing.
Oh,
was
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what was supposed to happen, but they really fucked that one up.
Yeah. I'm kind of mad that they like kind of got rid of his like Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Hey, I'm kind of Momo in here." He was supposed to be wisecracking.
Yeah. He's supposed to be like the most human character in the show.
Yeah.
They really missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, and of course they're not going to like give him a gun in this one.
No, not in this one.
TB14.
Good show. I liked it.
Good show. I loved it.
I loved it.
This is my new favorite show.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the rest.
Should we get to questions?
Yeah, we got a couple questions.
All right.
Can I read them?
Got him.
Okay. These questions come from Elizabeth, our good friend of the show.
Former guest.
Yep, we had her on for one of our Tea with the Fascinating Strangers, as you will remember, because you just listened to the whole show.
Yeah.
And she asks, is it hot? Does it look good? Are you proud to serve it? Let's go one by one. Is it hot?
Is it hot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of fire.
There's a lot of fire. People getting set on fire.
It's pretty hot.
Buildings on fire.
Definitely
pretty
hot. Yeah.
There's hot everywhere.
One of the things that I would say about this show so far is that it's hot.
You can go on and on.
And we got milfs.
And we got
So,
Suki's
like,
mom.
Yeah. So there's like a couple layers of how hot it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does it look good?
I would say it looks good.
I think it actually does look good,
This is
despite like everything we said about like, I don't know, everything. It looks pretty goddamn good.
When the show's moving, it doesn't look as good. Like the editing is a little weird.
I feel like you could put this show on at a party and it would feel nice.
Yeah, it would feel nice.
It is like, I don't know, it is pretty good looking.
Yeah, maybe if you like converted it into like made it like
a slideshow.
Yeah, a slideshow. That's what I was gonna say, because like you don't want to see the acting. And you don't want to see the editing.
You put it on mute, and then I liked the transitions. I liked the water. I liked the fire. Like, I don't know. I thought it looked good. I thought it looks nice when it's moving. So we definitely differ on that opinion.
So I feel like if you skip over the acting, then
yeah. The acting is really the part that's not look good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly like the verbal acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were just watching it on mute, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad because you wouldn't know how sad they were supposed to be.
Yeah, and you don't have the subtitles on, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I did make a note that this show is definitely meant to be watched with subtitles, because there were like several lines where I was like, "There's no fucking way I would have known what they said here."
Especially when Gyatso says "ah."
Yeah. Does it look good? Yes.
It looks good.
It
it's
looks
hot.
good.
It looks good.
Wow, 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you proud to serve it? Oof.
Am I proud to serve this? Are we proud?
I was going to say that's an interesting question, because we are serving it through this podcast.
We're serving it.
Like, we are the ones who are serving it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, are we proud to serve it? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. I'm proud of this podcast.
I'm proud to serve it.
I'm proud to serve it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. When I looked at this, I was like, oh, that's going to be a bunch of no's. But it turns out we're 3 for 3 on yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. It looks good. And we're proud to serve it.
All right.
Damn. Well, maybe this is a good thing that we're doing instead of a bad thing.
Yeah.
Stephanie, friend of the show, also former guest, I almost said ghost, former ghost.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing thing to be, because normally you're a future ghost.
Yeah. Soon to be ghost.
Mentioned that Daniel Day Kim is in it. And I am familiar with the name Daniel Day Kim, and I am not familiar with who that is. So I'm going to look them up right now.
Yeah. I think I only know him from Lost.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched Lost, and Stephanie's
Yeah.
definitely like into Lost, so that makes sense that I would have no idea who it is.
I remember from when I watched Lost when I was like 10, he didn't seem like a bad actor from my very faint memory.
Wait, does Daniel Day Kim play Ozai?
Yeah,
Holy shit, okay.
We get one shot of him.
Yeah. Okay. High paid actor. They needed to be very careful about where they placed
Yeah, you
him.
get one. Yeah, the original had a Mark Hamill as Ozai. So
Oh yeah,
you get
that would be awful if they had casted Mark Hamill as Ozai.
That would have been so funny. Just like the one white guy in the show.
Yeah, that would have been very bad. Oh man, but what a funny concept.
Yeah. I have some questions actually.
Oh,
I have
okay.
some questions.
You have some questions for me?
Yeah, there's just one. The avatars are special because their tattoos glow with their eyes. So like what kind of like tattoos would you glow? Because I have some ideas written down as well.
Oh, that's interesting because I do have an arrow tattoo.
You do have an arrow tattoo, yeah.
But it would be very, very funny if that was the only tattoo that glowed on me because it's absolutely tiny and no one would ever see it. And then
that would happen in like the modern day Avatar where like they're not like so traditionalist and they have like these minimalist tattoos.
Just like an ankle tattoo.
They have their ankle arrow tattoo.
Oh, see, no, that's interesting because I did just get a stick and poke tattoo of a tiny little ghost on my ankle. And I feel like that would be a really, really good one to choose for my glowing tattoo. Oh, that would be so cute. I love my little ghost tattoo.
Yeah. So just the ones you already have?
Well, I mean, the ones I already have are the tattoos that I picked. So I'm definitely going to go with the ghost one because I think it's actually my favorite tattoo that I have.
Is there like a new tattoo that you'd want if you like figure it out, like that you can make them glow now?
Yeah, I'm going to get the whites of my eyes tattooed magenta.
Ooh.
Oh God, that would suck.
Purple eyes.
That'd be so scary.
Can you do that? You could just get colored contacts and it would like glow through the filter, right?
I don't know if you know this, but you can actually get the whites of your eyes tattooed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, people do that.
Damn.
But it like moves around a lot, so it's like it kind of gets all gooey.
Goopy.
Yeah, it's hard to get it like really consistent. Like especially I don't think you could get like an actual shape or like a, something like that tattooed. I think it's just basically like dots or like the full color. But yeah, no, fuck that. I would not do that.
Yeah.
I like my little ghost tattoo glowing.
If you could choose which parts of the tattoo you could like make glow, I think I would do the Silence brand crab or like an anime guy like pushing up glasses. Something like that.
Just like the glasses glowing?
The glasses glow.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
I would also like think about doing like a full body tattoo of like just my skin color. So like
so your whole body would just glow, but you wouldn't even know that it was a tattoo.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that I have a full body tattoo of my own skin color.
And you look like that like
the table meme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The table meme, the little glowing person at the table.
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking good.
Yeah, or you could get some like teeth tattoos, you get some like pearly whites. You could also get some fingertips tattoos so you can like do some gloving tricks.
You could just get one fingertip tattooed so you look like E.T.
You could do an E.T. you could do an E.T. bit where you're like, I'll be right here.
Do you have any cabbages this week?
What?
Cabbages.
Do I have cabbages?
Cabbages.
Yeah. Cheesy gordita crunch, add black beans. 2 cheesy bean and rice burritos, add black beans, add grilled, add fiesta strips, and add guacamole. 6 fire sauce packets, and a large Mountain Dew Baja Blast. What are your cabbages?
My cabbages are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. Yeah, I think that's all my cabbages this week.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Very exciting to, do this week by week as we have been doing for the past number of years. Didn't skip a single week, and that is quite an accomplishment, I think.
Consistent.
We're so consistent, and like I said, I'm proud to serve it.
I'm proud to serve it. You can find me
Okay, you can find me on co-host at Summer, and then if you want to check out my music, it's at FF00FF. I am proud to serve that as well. And then you can find my artwork, my visual art stuff at Magenta on co-host as well. I'm only on co-host now because fuck all those other places, for real. And you can find my music on Bandcamp, ff00ff.bandcamp.com. And I don't think I have anything else I want to mention.
Yeah, you could find our co-host page at My Podcabbages.
Cool, that's set up.
Yeah, that's set up.
Sweet.
And yeah, you can send in some questions if you want.
Yeah,
too.
if you ever want
Right
to
there.
ask us questions, we're happy to have those. I know it's going to be a challenge for people to actually watch this show, so no pressure whatsoever. If you want to just tune in, check out, listen up, then that is cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay cabbage.
Good night.
Good morning.
Sunday night.
Good afternoon. I think that's actually a good fuck.
Truman Show.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
I play Commander Zhao, who then becomes Admiral Zhao. He's kind of a hero in his own mind. He's kind of delusional that way, and we see what that means during the course of this show.
Were you a fan of the original, and how does your character?
I didn't know the original at all. I mean, maybe it's an age thing, but I didn't know about it. In fact, when I first heard that it was for Avatar, first of all, the audition was not, you couldn't tell it was for Avatar. So it was kind of disguised as a different project. And when I first heard that it was for Avatar, I thought I was going to be Blue.